This Super Bowl props and best bets edition of the Stephie Smalls Show on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you get $20 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Sports Gambling Podcast is giving out 60 bets for Super Bowl 60 and HopFit. A free $1,000 Squares pool for listeners. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares to enter today. Let's yap.
Stephie touch balls, betting it all on the power bottom false top drop the football like hopes they've been teasing, they're missing the fall season. ACL twisted, bank account freezing, but Smalls cut the shots like some more reason. Leaderboard rising while the slot machines ringing. She's slinging plays stats like Nostradamus. $100 bills raining down upon us.
I see the chat is already bringing up the New York Giants, but this is Super Bowl week. We're talking Super Bowl props. Joining me now is the Ryan Kramer. So yes, we are going to talk a little Giants, but it's not about us this week. It's about the Super Bowl this week. Simmer down, everyone. Listen.
I was told we would be talking about Jackson Dart and his great appearance for Matthew Berry, where he squashed the mainstream narrative about him taking too many hits. I mean, my God. Yes, unfortunately, there's 0% chance Jackson Dart could win the Rookie of the Year tonight as we're talking now and cash me a huge ticket. So we'll move on to the Super Bowl.
But he might. Hold on. But hang on a second. He might. I also think we have to have a slight conversation because I think that everyone was all, there was no talk about the Giants until Nagy got invited to the party. Thoughts on the Nagy hiring?
So I have shout out to Nick Filato, does a great Giants podcast with Dan Schneider. He did inform his audience that it is Nagy like Peggy, which I don't know how I feel about that pronunciation.
I don't know if I love that, but
it's not. It's never good when a Wes Steinberg post becomes reality days later. But I think the obvious positives are. You have continuity with whatever they were doing with Kafka and Dable. You have continuity with RPO, with Shotgun, with good creative offensive mind. And here's the nugget that no one's talking about. He's never been the offensive coordinator of a team and called the plays. He's been an offensive coordinator and he's been a head coach who's called plays. Never just gotten to focus on the offense, and sounds like he's going to have some help on the run game coordinating side of things. So, I mean, look, I have to trust Harbaugh. I love the Harbaugh hire, so I'm not going to start nitpicking and deciding I don't like the Nagy hire. Let's
100%.
Jackson Dart seems excited. So if he's excited, I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also we've seen with Harbaugh, it's like, if it doesn't work, Nagy will be the first one fired. That's it. It's just we'll just get rid of him if it doesn't work. That's how it's going to go. Thoughts on these novelty props? I have not given any out as far as the Super Bowl goes. I'm going to take away from the Giants because I know we talk a lot about the Giants on this show. Everyone's probably tired of it. Novelty props. Talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, the novelty props are so fun, and every year I like diving into a couple random ones. This year I fell into a situation where I saw they were offering number of ICE arrests on Super Bowl Sunday compared to total yards in the Super Bowl, and there's data for this. So I found they're going to grade it. This is one of our friends.
Wait, hold on. Pause. Kramer, don't you have how many arrests normally? Last year, didn't you have the amount of arrests that they've had?
So that's where it came from.
Okay.
I would say the number one bet every year, there's one bet people are like, where can I bet this? Where can I bet this? And last year I took number of arrests in New Orleans compared. I forget. I think it might've just been a raw number actually. And so I went and looked at the dashboard where the city of New Orleans published their arrests. And you're looking at the numbers and you're like, well, this is close to hitting on a normal Sunday, let alone a Super Bowl Sunday. And so we took the over. It took I want to say 2 months to get it graded. Finally, I had to email them with the data and be like, hey, I think I won this bet. And we cashed it. We finally cashed it. And so this year, when I saw there was an arrest-based handicap to be had, I said, okay, let's start with. They always have a source where they're going to grade against. So I go and I look at the ICE arrest dashboard, which, by the way, the government can't figure out how to put up a good one, but some kid from Cal wrote some code and he's got one.
It's always the kid from Cal. Huh?
It's always a nerd helping out the bet. So all right, so I would say the general range of ICE arrests are between 300 and 550 a day.
Okay.
Now, it does seem to dip on the weekends. Now, the average ICE agent, I don't want to stereotype here, but I'm guessing they might be into watching the Super Bowl.
Sure.
So I can't imagine we're working full shifts, if any, on Super Bowl Sunday. And again, 300 to 550. Think about that from a yardage in the game. Even if you like an under game, are there going to be 300 total yards in the game? I think so, probably. I think there might be some drives sustained, and both teams like to try the explosive. So, I wasn't about to take. I think the total yards line is somewhere in closer to 500, and so I was able to take total yards in the Super Bowl. I'm laying minus 150 against the ICE arrest, but again, it seems like the number is going to be pretty low based on my agents like to watch the Super Bowl angle.
Sounds like something I need to get behind. The research is just amazing here.
I did research on a couple others, and so a couple of these have actually moved a little bit. But so the first one is America the Beautiful. America the Beautiful is being sung by, and I should have her name by memory.
I know.
But it's Brandi Carlile.
Yes, I was gonna say Brandi, but.
And Brandi Carlile is kind of a get down to business type of singer when she does these.
Straight to the point.
Never has sung America the Beautiful, which, by the way, it's 100.5 seconds. And again, these you can kind of find more widely, whether it's locals or down by the equator. But Brandi has sung the national anthem a number of times, and we know by handicapping the national anthem that it's typically around 2 minutes. We're always talking about, is it going to be a long drawn out one? Well, Brandi, in her last two performances of the national anthem, both at Seattle Seahawks games, really? She sang the anthem in 92 and 93 seconds.
Okay.
Again, that's like 30 seconds shorter than where the anthem line is.
Very much
so. I'm taking that, I'm transposing it and saying she's also going to get right to business with America the Beautiful. We're going to take the under 100.5 seconds. I think this one might come in by a pretty wide margin. And she even has a version of America the Beautiful played kind of in a concert medley on YouTube where it goes a minute and 20 seconds. Or I'm sorry, 120 seconds. So I think this goes, of the anthem when she goes 120. So I think this goes way under. I think 100.5 seconds under for Brandi Carlile and America the Beautiful. Force yourself to watch the song before the song.
Imagine thinking that we don't fully invest our time in every single moment of the Super Bowl. Like the fact that there is podcasts that do not actually, they're like, don't bet too much. Here's a couple bets.
I don't know if you're getting this. I mean, I don't listen to as much content as Sean, but we've had this dialogue for the past 2 weeks where people seem to be more wanting to talk about like recapping their seasons.
Yeah.
And
that's what they're doing.
Lessons learned than talking about having fun with the Super Bowl. It's almost like there's this whole, like, we have to be serious. We have to make sure people don't think we're going to make 60 bets on the Super Bowl, which, by the way, I'm now over 60 bets.
I'm well over 60.
And it's like, why not? I don't understand it. And also, these are kind of, if you do enjoy handicapping things, some of these are kind of fun. And I'll throw another one that's fun to throw out there. And this is kind of a Mike Tirico handicap more than anything, but will the fact that Drake May's girlfriend wife was his middle school girlfriend be mentioned? So will they mention the fact that he was dating his high school or his current wife in middle school? Tirico loves this kind of stuff. Tirico loves a good family backstory. Tirico also, I watched this little thing on him kind of prepare, it was a spotlight on Mike Tirico since he's calling the Super Bowl. And he basically flat out said, I take a lot of pride in pulling my own nuggets. And if you hear me say something on the show and I don't give credit to someone else, that was me doing the research. And he went on to say how much he loves digging into the family stuff because that's where you get the best nuggets. So I 100% think he's going to bring this up. Great family story. It's the Super Bowl, high school sweetheart. I 100%. I think we're going to hear him talk about this on the Super Bowl.
Especially the way that
plus 550.
Really? What is it?
Yeah. Plus 550.
Listen, that's crazy. And they love this whole, she was baking cookies all season, did the Portnoy thing, doing the cookies. It's a whole thing. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Also the private jet story. So if you didn't see that, she brought all the wives home from, I think it was Denver. It might've been the round before on the private jet. So certainly kind of has a little, not quite Travis Kelce's wife level of stardom, but in the Juszczyk wife realm of like interesting around the Super Bowl.
I'll have to tell my Sam Darnold wife. Well, it's his fiance story in a little bit. I have one market that I do like as far as the novelty comes. We'll talk about Kalshi. It's a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. Kalshi has a ton of trading options for the big game, including sides, total props, halftime performances, which I will get to, and more. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, weather, politics, entertainment. New Kalshi customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. I know Cousin Mush came on. I don't know, what was this when the season ended, talking about Babooni, talking about Mrs. Cardi B. I was looking. What you can do is you can currently trade I like it to be played at the Super Bowl. Yes, obviously. So if Cardi doesn't come out, which maybe she doesn't, you get the insurance here because it is Cardi B's, the song that he has with her. But I do think they try to play it to stir up the engagement a little bit. So at the same price that you can get Cardi B coming out, you can also get I like that to be played on Kalshi. I would take the song because if she comes out, that's the only song they're playing. So take the song versus her coming out because there's nothing else you're going to get it at.
I'm co-sign 100%. As I've said all week, it's the bad Booney bets are tricky for me. I feel like I'm at some sort of a food restaurant that I don't know the language of.
Right, 100%. Give me your favorite prop bet right now.
Oh my goodness! This is so true. I was asked to get my favorite 5 for a VSiN thing, and I was like, "Oh, this is tricky."
I'm gonna ask for 3. I'm gonna ask for 3 of them. Give me number 1 though.
The first thing I bet was, and I'll put 2 together. It was Kenneth Walker and George Jelani to both go over their receiving yards. I've since, and it was 9.5 for Jelani, 22.5 for Walker. I have since played both of their race to 20. Jelani is 28-1. Walker is 16-1. I've also played them to have the first catch. Walker plus 515. Jelani plus 1750.
Okay, I love that.
And I played Kenneth Walker to have the most receiving yards in the game at 30-1. So I am very much into the idea of whether Spillane plays or not. He's going to be limited. He's the most athletic guy they have in the linebacking core. They're going to be blitzing. I think the way you beat the blitz, we saw it last week. They trust Jelani in the passing game to block. And then also when Walker's out there, just have him if they're blitzing, dummy block, go out into the flat, catch something 100%. In space. Use it as an extension of the running game because you want to avoid the interior with Milton Williams and Christian Barmore there. So all the Jelani and Walker props you can bet. You know what I bet right before, probably an hour ago, when I was with Ric Flair at the bar. Rushing receiving yards combined for Jelani, 23.5 right now at a certain book, -110. He's getting it one way or another. And if he doesn't get it this way combined, he's 100% going over that, -110. And I think there's something to be said about the idea that one of the public narratives this week is how much it was obvious what they were doing based on the running back. Walker was out there for 92% of the rushing snaps, and they only passed when Jelani was out there. So to see some tendency breakers, aka Jelani getting some clear running game work and Walker maybe getting some clear pass game work makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. So one player that I feel like I don't have enough money on, but I also can't figure out how he fits into this game script is Cooper Kupp. Like, you look at the way that he's been targeted in the playoffs, 23% of his routes, 22% target share, very much up from the season. I don't know, it's maybe 15%. I'm not a math nerd here. 5 receptions in the 49ers game. And I think Darnold had 15 passes, 17 passes that game. I think the over 3.5 is a good play. I bet his over receiving yards at 31.5, but like last week. So now I'm not touching it. Where it's reached, I don't think I want his receiving yards.
One of the ways we speculated, if you like Kupp, which we both do, you can play him minus 2.5 yards against Booty. And I think for me, I like the under on Booty, and I like the over on Kupp, and so that's a natural way. Also, to me, when we were breaking down the Grateful Dead handicap here, Cooper Kupp, huge Grateful Dead fan. Obviously, Bob Weir died recently. Game is taking place in San Francisco. In fact, the odds on the first song going to commercial being a Grateful Dead song is now massive chalk at minus 500. Anyway, to me, I know Cooper Kupp's not a celebration in the end zone guy, but I like the anytime touchdown plus 265.
I think it's fantastic.
You highlighted the route stuff. You highlighted how whether it's his route percentage, first read targets in general, everything is up in the postseason. They're going to be putting Christian Gonzalez on JSN and doing everything they can to not let JSN beat them. I'm pretty sure that's going to be like Jordan rules there. So I love Cooper Kupp. So I wouldn't even be scared off the yards at this point, because I think, Rashid Shaheed or him are going to have a bit of a game, and I would much rather lean on Cooper Kupp and some of that predictability versus the big shot down the field to Shaheed. So
and I think everyone that's been listening, like I mean, obviously as a Giants fan, like we play a lot of man, and we saw Shaheed have his best game this past season against the New York Giants. He had 114 yards. Like, that was his best game. He has not seen a lot of man. Now he's going to see that in the New England Patriots. So I think there is something to that 27-1 for him to go over the 100 plus yards. Is there another receiver in this game? Whether it's one, where are you at with Stefon Diggs? Actually,
I haven't played anything with Diggs. Now, if I was handicapping how I would play Diggs, I was speculating on the show that maybe an over catches under receiving yards. What scares me off of that is if they're trailing. I have such a strong trail game scenario in my mind that I think, I'd be scared off, but I do think he's going to get catches. I think for the same reason I like Austin Hooper, for the same reason that Sean likes Hunter Henry, I think Steph Diggs is going to operate in that same part of the field. And so I think he could be a guy that sucks up some catches here. I don't necessarily think he's going to have a huge game.
No, I think I talked about this with Sean yesterday. For some reason, he gets so much volume after halftime. Like, if you can still find an over receiving yards in the third quarter, like after half, he's like 5th in the league in first read targets. He's the best in like league target rate after halftime. I don't know if that means he's like bitching at half, if it means like they're just like it's a tailing game script and they kind of have to pass the ball. But I think if you're going to bet Stefon Diggs, you either wait, maybe look to bet it live, or if you can find a book that gives you a like third quarter, second half receiving yards is the way to go.
Yeah, that's an interesting handicap. Yeah,
very much. So before we move on, let's talk about Underdog. Underdog has you covered for the big game. Choose a player and reveal whether you've unlocked a gimme pick, followed by a boost builder tied to the big game. Underdog is celebrating by hooking players up bigger boost. Just submit a boosted entry to unlock an even bigger boost on the next one, all the way up to 60%. I have a slip here. Kenneth Walker, higher 12.5 longest reception. Shaheed, higher 14.5 longest reception. And Stefon Diggs, higher 16.5 longest reception. Gets you 5.83x your monies. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with code SMALLS. Talk to me about your first touchdown bets. Anything to give out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think in both teams' cases, although I do like the Seahawks to score some points, it does seem like it's going to be a little more difficult, maybe a lower scoring game, certainly on the under before the over. So I went big game hunting here with all the first touchdowns, and I started with the Seahawks. I took the tight ends, not Barner. Give me Arroyo and Salbert to keep the French pronunciation. Now, Arroyo should go. I've talked to some local folks who seem to think he's going to be involved in a red zone, maybe sneaky play we haven't seen before. So if he doesn't go, I'll have a backup. But then also Jack Westover on the Patriots side, 180-1, and Austin Hooper 50-1. All big game hunting here. I didn't see any reason to get cute and take chalk. It's the Super Bowl.
Speaking of Austin Hooper, I think I unloaded like way too many units on his longest reception. It's 6.5. That's one catch, Kramer. Yeah, it's I'm one catch.
Yards as well. I'm on his yards.
Stop.
And it's like some of these aren't up at the circa, and so I've been hitting up Jeff Benson, and it's like, okay, when are we getting this up? When are we getting that up? And yeah, he's not complicit. So.
Fantastic stuff. What's your favorite bet before we get out of here for the entire Super Bowl? Let's pick one. You've done how many shows this week?
Picking one very difficult, but
I have one. I'll pick one. You pick one.
If I had to pick one, I'll say this. I really, really, really like the Patriots to get rolled in this game. So I'll give you an alt number. I'll give you an alt number. It's my favorite. Plus 320. Seahawks win by 14.5.
Let's fucking go. Ric Flair told me the Patriots were winning tonight.
Well, that's I don't think Ric Flair has a great track record of picking.
He also told me Lawrence Taylor is his best friend.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I can't now. I feel bad about saying something mean about the man.
It's okay.
Yeah. Bonus pick: Byron Murphy, most sacks, 17-1.
Okay, Leo Williams, though, I did take his over. Listen, did you know Tuck was the only, not Tuck, who was it? Yeah, Tuck. Only guy to get over multiple sacks in the Super Bowl?
That was kind of the handicap here. I mean, I love Leonard Williams, a great pick because, of course, he just had a kid. You have that juice going for you. I was purely just playing the odds. He's chalk with DeMarcus Lawrence, and so I faded the chalk. I think he was like 6-1 in that market. I'm definitely going to be on Leonard Williams to have something based on the baby news. Again, going over the 60 props, but Byron Murphy actually had more multi-sack games than Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence this year, and he was 17-1 in the same market. So
fantastic stuff. Are you guys recording after this? When's the next show?
No, Tell me what's up. We're done. Yeah, next show. Check us out on VSiN Live. Friday night, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. We'll essentially be flushing out all 60 plus of our props. Yeah, I think the idea of doing a 3-hour show might sound daunting until you realize you have 60 props, 60 divided by. I mean, we're basically going to be giving out 10 props a segment each. So tune in 3 hours of Propapalooza or whatever some people like to call their shows when they only give out 5 or 6 props.
Whatever they want. They're not picking a side. Yeah, whatever it is.
1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. East on Sunday. We're going live for the pregame show, and we will be live as long as people are calling in. So check us out there. And then, of course, we're live after the game. We'll be taking people's calls. Hopefully, we're taking a lot of chowderhead calls of them being upset after a big loss, and they'll tell us that it's all Tom Brady's fault.
Great stuff. And I'll do a rapid fire solo show tomorrow. Be sure to like, rate, review the podcast. We will be back. I hope producer Ryan's having an absolute blast out there with Intuit. It's been hard without him here. Excited to have him back. I appreciate you, Kramer. And let's win some monies.
Stephie Smalls Show, sports gambling. Play some bets on winners and catastrophe. If you want to know where to put the money, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday is the place to be.